in just 142 seconds. A classified folder containing $4.7 million in family corruption and 47 destroyed evidence. Boxes would end the most powerful legal career in America, Senator Sheldon. Whitehouse didn't expect complete silence. Pam Bondi didn't expect the offshore bank records. Cameras captured every moment of financial panic. America watched their ignominy collapse under systematic family enrichment. Proof. December 11, 2024 to 3:23 p.m. EST Hart Senate Office Building. Room S216. The mahogany-paneled chamber crackled with electric tension as attorney General nominee Pam Bondi adjusted her Navy suit at the witness table, confident her 3 decades of legal experience would carry her through routine confirmation. Questioning what she didn't know was that Senator Sheldon Whitehouse had spent 7 weeks assembling the most devastating documentary portfolio in congressional history, a systematic web of evidence connecting Epstein's suppression to family enrichment that would make denial mathematically impossible. Behind wire-rimmed glasses, the Rhode Island Democrat organized folders marked Confidential Financial Crimes Unit. 68-year-old corruption investigator would deploy legendary skills against a scandal so comprehensive it would reshape confirmation politics forever. The story begins 3 weeks earlier when FBI agent Maria Santos uncovered the financial conspiracy that would topple a federal nomination. Santos had been analyzing financial crime databases when she discovered $4.70 million in systematic payments to Bondi family members, all connected to suppressed Epstein investigations. The money laundering operation involved Bondi's sister-in-law's consulting firm $1.8 million, her brother's security company $1.2 million, and Bondi's personal Cayman Islands accounts $1.7 million, closing parenthesis. Most damning were the audio recordings. Santos had obtained 47 minutes of conversations between Bondi and Epstein defense attorney Alan Dershowitz discussing payment, structures, and evidence destruction schedules. Can make the state coordination problem disappear permanently. Bondi's voice was crystal clear. But the family consulting arrangements need to be completed before any federal oversight questions arise. Dershowitz's response sealed their fate. Perfect. $4.7 million total, distributed through your designated family entities. Evidence destruction can begin 72 hours after final payment confirmation. Santos contacted Whitehouse's office with an encrypted message. Senator needs to see financial evidence about family enrichment schemes connected to evidence suppression. Meanwhile, Bondi was panicking about her financial exposure. Her attorney had warned her, if Whitehouse has the bank records, this becomes a criminal conspiracy case. The family enrichment timing correlates exactly with evidence destruction. It crafted a desperate defense. Deny knowledge of family business activities, claim evidence destruction followed standard protocols, and characterize offshore payments as legitimate consulting. Unrelated to prosecutorial decisions? What they didn't know was that Santos had documented every transaction and recorded every coordination. Call. December 11th, 3 p.m. The chamber had been transformed into a high-tech evidence presentation center. Whitehouse's folder contained systematic evidence of criminal corruption, bank records, wire transfers, audio recordings, and FBI surveillance reports. CNN positioned cameras for maximum impact. Fox News faced an impossible editorial challenge covering systematic family enrichment by a Trump nominee. The press gallery overflowed with reporters tracking rumors about financial nuclear weapons, but none of them knew about the $4.7 million family enrichment network. That would expose prosecution for hire. Chairman Grassley's gavel echoed at 3 p.m. The committee will examine prosecutorial integrity, financial ethics, and evidence management protocols. Bondi opened with practiced confidence. I'm honored to discuss my commitment to prosecutorial independence. The Justice Department would operate with complete integrity. For 90 minutes, everything proceeded normally. Republican senators asked friendly questions about prosecutorial philosophy. Bondi responded confidently, demonstrating legal expertise that had made her Trump's most trusted defender. Democratic colleagues probed standard topics: civil rights, voting protections, corporate accountability. Bondi navigated these challenges with practiced ease. But Whitehouse sat silently while FBI agents executed coordinated search warrants at family business locations. At exactly 3:23 p.m., he opened the folder that would expose the largest prosecutorial corruption scheme in American history. Ms. Bondi, I want to discuss your financial relationships and family business arrangements during your tenure as Florida's chief prosecutor, particularly regarding cases involving federal coordination. Bondi's expression remained controlled. Senator, my family members operate legitimate consulting businesses, completely separate from my prosecutorial responsibilities. Completely separate, Whitehouse repeated, removing his first document. Are you familiar with Bondi Family Solutions, LLC, Incorporated, March 12, 2011? The specific corporate filing date sent ripples through the chamber. Whitehouse possessed actual business incorporation records. Let me provide documentation about those consulting arrangements. Whitehouse displayed a wire transfer record on large screens. First Caribbean International Bank transfer, dated April 15, 2011. $1.8 million from Dershowitz. Associates Legal Services to Bondi Family Solutions, LLC, for prosecutorial consulting and case termination services. The revelation struck like lightning. This was documented proof of systematic payments connected to case termination. Social media exploded within seconds. Hashtag Bondimani began trending immediately, followed by hashtag Cayman accounts and hashtag prosecutor for hire. Twitter registered over 600,000 mentions as Americans absorbed that their potential attorney general had received offshore payments connected to evidence destruction. Industry standards don't correlate with evidence destruction schedules. Whitehouse produced his most devastating evidence, a comprehensive timeline, showing exact correlations between family payments and investigative shutdowns. March 15th. Your closure memorandum terminates Epstein investigation. March 17th. $600,000 transferred to your brother's security company. April 2nd. Evidence destruction begins. April 5th. Additional $1.2 million transferred to sister-in-law's consulting firm. The mathematical precision was overwhelming. Every payment correlated with investigative obstruction, creating a pattern any jury would recognize as criminal conspiracy. Ms. Bondi, your family received $4.7 million in payments that correlate exactly with Epstein evidence destruction. That's not consulting, that's prosecution for hire. Republican committee members shifted uncomfortably as financial implications crystallized. Even Bondi's staunchest supporters couldn't defend systematic family enrichment connected to evidence destruction. Those are completely unrelated business transactions. Bondi began desperately. Unrelated. Business transactions don't include coordination calls with Epstein's defense team, Whitehouse, activated the chamber's audio system, and played crystal clear recordings. This is your conversation with Alan Dershowitz on March 14, 2011. Obtained through federal surveillance warrants, Bondi's voice filled the chamber with devastating clarity. The family consulting arrangements need to be completed before any federal oversight questions arise. We can make the state coordination problem disappear permanently for the agreed compensation structure. Dershowitz's response was equally damning. Perfect. $4.7 million total, distributed through your designated family entities as discussed. Evidence destruction can begin 72 hours after final payment confirmation. Audio evidence was nuclear direct. Proof of financial coordination between prosecutor and defense. Attorney for evidence destruction. At 3:25 p.m., Whitehouse delivered the evidence that would trigger Bondi's complete psychological breakdown. Ms. Bondi, this is FBI Financial Crimes Division Report, FC 202-41847. Documenting systematic money laundering through your family network. His voice carried moral weight of federal agents betrayed by prosecutorial corruption. Quote, Subject Bondi coordinated $4.7 million. Payments schemed through offshore accounts and family shell companies in exchange for systematic evidence destruction. Pattern suggests ongoing criminal enterprise requiring immediate federal prosecution. The FBI's criminal referral for money laundering was the nuclear revelation that ended any remaining nomination prospects. At 3:26 p.m., exactly 142 seconds after Whitehouse's evidence presentation began, Pam Bondi experienced the most catastrophic confirmation breakdown in Senate history. This is absolutely disgraceful financial persecution disguised as oversight. Bondi exploded, launching to her feet with unprecedented fury. You're systematically destroying qualified public servants through fabricated money laundering conspiracy theories. The eruption sent shockwaves through the chamber. Attorney General nominees don't scream about money laundering while being confronted with bank records. Her voice cracked with desperation. Senator Whitehouse. How dare you question financial integrity while conducting partisan witch hunts designed to protect Washington corruption? Whitehouse maintained deadly calm facing Bondi's complete disintegration. Ms. Bondi, these are federal banking records and FBI surveillance evidence. Are you claiming federal agents fabricated $4.7 million in wire transfers? I'm claiming this entire process represents political theater designed to destroy anyone threatening establishment power through legitimate business arrangements. Bondi screamed, her face flushed with rage and financial panic. The screaming continued for nearly 2 minutes. C-SPAN captured every second as America watched their potential. Attorney General completely lose control. Under systematic financial evidence, ow! You call offshore. Money laundering, legitimate business arrangements. Whitehouse shot back with devastating precision. You call systematic family enrichment through evidence destruction, prosecutorial integrity. Bondi's final response revealed complete moral bankruptcy. We protected constitutional governance from federal tyranny and followed legitimate financial protocols. As Bondi stood trembling with rage, Whitehouse delivered his crushing final blow. Ms. Bondi. Federal bank records prove your family received $4.7 million for destroying evidence that could have protected Jeffrey Epstein's victims. That's not constitutional governance. That's criminal conspiracy that betrayed every child you swore to protect for personal financial gain. The chamber fell into stunned silence as complete implications crystallized. This transcended prosecutorial mistakes. It was systematic. Criminal enterprise for family enrichment. At 3:28 p.m., Chairman Grassley suspended proceedings as FBI financial crimes agents simultaneously executed additional search warrants at Bondi family business locations. She was escorted by Capitol Police, her nomination destroyed by 142 seconds of financial evidence she couldn't deny. Within hours, the financial earthquake devastated Washington. Republican senators issued statements expressing grave concerns about systematic financial irregularities. Senator Susan Collins declared the money laundering evidence completely disqualifying. Senator Mitt Romney called for immediate criminal prosecution for financial conspiracy. Democratic senators demanded special prosecutor investigation into criminal conspiracy charges. Legal experts noted that systematic family enrichment through evidence destruction presented the clearest RICO case in modern political history. Bondi money dominated social platforms for days, generating over 25 million mentions within 24 hours. Video clips of her financial breakdown reached 58 million views within 18 hours. Becoming the most viral political moment in modern history, CNN led with emergency coverage. AG nominees $4.7 million. Family corruption scheme exposed. Even Fox News struggled with systematic financial evidence. Their primetime hosts unable to defend documented money laundering by 11:47 p.m. Facing certain criminal prosecution, Pam Bondi withdrew her nomination. Statement cited politically motivated financial persecution, while making no mention of $4.70 million in family payments or offshore money laundering. Evidence. Federal grand jury proceedings began within 72 hours. By January 15th, criminal indictments were issued for conspiracy, money laundering, and obstruction of justice. 142 seconds, when Whitehouse exposed. Bondi's $4.7 million family corruption scheme became a watershed moment in congressional oversight. Financial. Evidence had triumphed over political loyalty. Criminal conspiracy had been dragged into daylight through systematic financial investigation rather than partisan rhetoric, sometimes the most powerful weapon against systematic corruption isn't political theater, it's a senator armed with bank records and federal surveillance evidence who has the moral courage to follow the money trail wherever it leads. What happens when family enrichment meets congressional investigation? Can political careers survive documented proof of prosecution for hire? Pam Bondi discovered these answers when 142 seconds of financial truth destroyed a nomination. Built on systematic criminal conspiracy, the $4.7 million changed everything. The 142 seconds changed history.